My name is Brian McLaren, and I'm a researcher in natural resources management at Lakehead University. This short video provides an overview of a new study on the Thunder Bay Community Pasture in O'Connor Township, northwestern Ontario.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Here, happy birthday. Which piece would you like?
Oh!
We'll take both if you want.
Oh, sure.
Go for it. There you go. There's your birthday.
Yep.
Piece 30.
Yep, big 3-0.
Straight downhill from here on.
In 1961, the federal government, recognizing the need for Canadian farmers to become more competitive, passed the Agricultural Rehabilitation and Development Act, and a subsequent federal-provincial agreement led to the development of 15 community pastures in Ontario.
Well, I heard they broke the fence a few times, so you know how. Really well.
They're holding the cow to flap it again.
Yeah.
In Thunder Bay, farm sizes were increasing over the 1960s. Short growing seasons and moderately productive clay loam soils in the region, combined with lack of funds for investment in pasture improvement, led owners of some family farms to push the government to include one of Ontario's first community pastures to be located near Thunder Bay, Ontario. By 1967, 5 lots totaling over 1,000 acres or 450 hectares were purchased about 40 kilometers west of the city. The first cattle were accepted by consignment in the summer of 1971. Ironically, since the 1960s and up to 2020, no pasture improvement occurred, except for one small seeding experiment. Today, climate change has created an average extended growing season, and family farms relying on hay production for winter feeding have increased their stock such that improvements on the Thunder Bay Community Pasture are needed more than ever. Completed in 2024, installation of electric fencing on the Fleming lot and the creation of 5 separate paddocks on the main pasture and on the church lot, plus 4 on the Smith's lot, have allowed set stocking, a step towards rotational grazing, to match pasture use to a theoretical new and higher carrying capacity, thanks to Ontario government funding.
A NOFIA approach, we'll show you that in the field, is to do these calibrations on your field and the rising plate.
Yes.
Once you got the software on this down, you can pick this up. But for that, we need to calibrate a vegetation index that this measures to the same rising plate meter calibration.
So Bed's now recording the GPS coordinates so that we can locate it from the drone footage. And we'll do that for all 10 plots. Madhu is setting up the rising plate meter, which will measure the height of the grass and the difference from when before the cows were on and after. And so Madhu is going to use the rising plate meter on the plot. He just drops it lightly. It gets a reading.
18359.
And so once all the grass is cut, it goes into that bag. All to be measured and sorted later. And so next the sample gets put in the cooler after bed gets it closed. And so we use ice packs in there and keep it cool. Yeah. Rising plate meter. Takes a certain amount of steps. Places it down. He'll do that to measure the height of the grass in the field, get an average. And he's just going to continue along through the field.
It's nice to stay with, like, learn a lot of things here in this project. Learning new things like flying drones and, using the calibration meters and all. Yeah, let's see how it goes, the project. We'll hope for the best. Will is also teaching us very nice things over here. Very patient and
The innovation in this project involves the use of a quadricopter, UAV, or drone, with automated flight paths over the pasture, and a remote sensor that captures visible and infrared images at a resolution of 10 centimeters or less. The drone returns for battery replacement automatically, and overlapping photos allow a parallel estimate of forage biomass to calibrate with the ground plots and the estimates from the rising plate meter. The visible imagery can also be used to estimate forage composition. In this series of maps, we see raw imagery processed such that eventually darker orange areas represent more productive pasture and lighter yellow areas depleted forage productivity. Reflective surfaces like water sources and roads show up in blue. On June 14th of 2024, we captured an image of the main pasture with productive forage crop, especially along waterways. And on July 3rd, 2024, after grazing for just 8 days, the same pasture is depleted, especially in central portions nearest the main water supply. The northeast corner of the main pasture is heavily treed, as this color image shows, while the fence is visible to the west in the indexed image, where depleted pasture occurs on one side. Note the rich orange color of the trees, but also the area south of the pasture toward the bottom of the image, where forage is not depleted. The same contrast can be seen inside and outside of a paddock surrounded by electric fence on the Smith's lot. The purpose of this work is to calibrate pasture utilization and ideally the behavior of the stocked cattle to ideal depletion and recovery of forage when grazing occurs in rotation. Our approach would be to do this calibration with regular automated drone passovers. There are challenges to overcome.
Today we're flying the drone over the Smith pasture here. It's doing one of its last passes over. You can see the clouds are pretty dark today. It looks like we may or may not get some rain, so we're just fighting the weather here, trying to beat the rain. You can see the drone right there up in the sky, doing one of its last passes.
It's not visible.
And this is the Smith pasture. Thanks.
Well, we were paying attention to the work that had been done by Brian McLaren here at Lakehead University on the biodiversity being improved on the Thunder Bay Community Pasture. We learned later how tightening up that strategy is going to improve the soil and the plant health, and it was exciting to us just to be able to have something to reference back to for this sort of implemented. So even though we're just looking at set stocking, not really a tight rotational grazing strategy with more management. We're just hopeful that this is going to lead to a lot of pasture improvements.
Because now I learned all these plants in the pastures, identify them by species, and settlers, cattle, what I call, they manage this cattle. And then, and I also learned like what they actually eat, like what's other plants they're good for and what they don't eat. Or I just know they eat grass.
Yeah, our goal, of course, is to capture the utilization of the grass by the cows. I just say use. Agronomist says utilization. And then you want to optimize that biomass use because you can improve below ground growth, you can improve soil microbial communities, and in time you can actually improve the soil physical and chemical properties. So the idea is if you have a handle on what's being taken in terms of grass and legumes by the cattle, that can advise you on the ways to optimize where the cows are placed. To the average farmer, it's a combination of all of the factors, and it's about staying competitive and also producing a better product.
Over the past decade, this has become more adopted. The Ontario Silent Crop and other groups are promoting it as a good strategy to be able to use land in a more intensive way. So there's a lot of competition now for cropland and pasture land. So this is a very good strategy to be able to make better use of the acres that are available